My first time driving in the UK was a harrowing experience for my family and the rest of the motorists in Edinburgh. Everything seemed backward and out of whack. The road signs were indecipherable, the lanes were too narrow, and worst of all, everyone was driving on the wrong side of the road. Add the little sleep I got on the red eye from Philadelphia, and the drive was a recipe for disaster. I remember shouting to my wife after a double-decker bus zoomed past with its horn blaring, "What is wrong with everyone?" Of course, the answer was absolutely nothing. The other drivers were doing just fine. I was the problem. The bus didn't nearly hit me. I nearly hit it and several others. Here's a humbling question, and one we are resistant to ask. When the world seems messed up, could the problem actually be me? One thinks of the famous anecdote about G.K. Chesterton. In reply to a 1905 Daily News op-ed asking the question, "What is wrong with the world?" he purportedly replied, "Dear sirs, I am." There is no question that the world is a sordid and messed up place. How is a Christian to respond? Or, put another way, how does a Christian individually, or a church corporately, live in and engage with a culture such as ours? Run, blend, or fight? Well, some would say you don't. Some would say you ought to run and hide. An increasingly popular view is that the only way for the church to remain pure from the defilement of the world is to remove itself entirely from any interaction with it. In this approach, the church becomes a clandestine commune. Another option, perhaps, is to keep one's head down and try not to draw unnecessary attention to oneself. But this tactic can easily morph from a survival instinct in a moment of weakness to a full-out and unashamed campaign of solidarity with the prevailing culture. The flags and banners that an increasing number of so-called churches wave about their front doors indicate that there is no distinction between what they are offering and what the world is selling. Still, other believers have proposed that the days of winsome witness are long past, and that now is the time for action and retaliation. The world must be conquered for Christ and by force. We see this play out in uncompromising stances pushed on social media, generally bolstered by crass language and hostility to any who take opposing views. Theirs is a reductionistic worldview that makes no room for nuance, compassion, or discernment. The state of society proves that it is far too late for such things, they would argue. Though these three are quite different approaches, run, blend, or fight, there is something that unites them. They operate under the principle that the world is the primary problem. But in thinking through how the Christian relates to culture, I wonder if that puts the focus on the wrong place. Perhaps there is much wisdom in the Chestertonian perspective, "I am wrong,